Good afternoon, this is your friend Angel over at Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, making my first video, my debut in English. For all of you, my fans in the United States that have been watching my videos, thank you so much for your support. I decided to make all my videos in Spanish because not too many people make them in Spanish. But today is a special day and I make a promise of making this particular video in English because we had to thank you guys for making such a beautiful car right here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. This is the Corvette C8 2020 2LT Z51 package. One of my customers ordered it 13 months ago in September last year, and the car came in last week. But I couldn't make the video last week because he came and got the car before I was able to make the video in English. But I did make one video in Spanish. He promised me he was going to bring the car back today to install some mud flaps that you can't even see because it's so tiny, but I'm going to show it to you in just a second. And since the car is here, we decided to give him another cleanup. And of course, waiting for his owner, Mr. David Acosta, who ordered this car patiently and waited for me for over a year. Finally here, my friend. And it was worth the wait, absolutely. This is a C51 package. As I mentioned, the color is the Arctic White with natural two-tone seats, which is an option. Also, he ordered a couple other options. I'm going to be talking about every option that he had on this car. But look how beautiful this is. And Corvette goes back to 1953. This will be the 8th generation of the Corvette. It replaced the C7. A lot of things are new. A lot of things are unique to the Corvette, such as having, of course, the engine on the back, making it a mid-engine car. Look how beautiful this is, nicely done. One of the options that he ordered was the black spoiler along with the black mirrors. That option, my people, is only $100 to get that when you order the car from the factory. Also, as an option, you can notice here the calipers are etched red to match the color of the engine cover and the engine block. He also ordered these wheels, which is a $995 option. But besides that, he also ordered the black wheel locks and the black lug nuts. You can see the C51 logo right there on the caliper. Worth mentioning, all Corvettes now have a third caliper on the back. That's for the e-brake. These wheels are the carbon flash wheels, and they match some of the panels on the car, such as the spoiler, the mirrors, and some other areas in the car that are carbon flash. You can get body color panels. That's another option on the car. But we ordered it like that, black and white. It looks amazing, man. Look how beautiful it is. So I'm gonna be speaking about Mr. Acosta's car here before he comes and get it. And of course, if the weather allows it, because that's another challenge for me here in Florida. It's always raining. Our dealership is located in Central Florida, right in between Orlando and Tampa. We're like an hour away from both airports, so quite easy to get here. Not too far from Miami. Miami is probably 3.5 hours from here. But yes, it's worth to come get a car like this, no matter where it's at. Of course, it's hard to keep them in stock. This is a sold unit. Any other Corvette coming this year is sold pretty much. We're almost done with the 21 ordering, so if you're trying to order one, it might be a little difficult. We still don't know how many allocations we get. But in the meantime, I'm going to show them this beautiful automobile that we got here. And one of the features that I have that I just activated, in fact, is the folding mirrors. This car is the first time you have electric folding mirrors in a Corvette. They were never offered before. So I'm going to show you here what that's done for you. This is the key. One of the keys is we have a chrome emblem with a transparent Corvette emblem there. The other key, we have a black Corvette emblem and black little Corvette logo right there. But yes, you can see you got more buttons now. It had a opening for the front, which is the front compartment, and it has one for the back. The remote start sequence is different. You don't have to hit the lock button again. You just hit this twice, and of course this happens. It's a thing of beauty, my friends. So if you hit the unlock button and hold it, you will see that the mirrors will automatically open. And if you shut off the car and then you lock the lock button for a little while, you see the mirrors folding again. I'm gonna restart the car, this time from the outside. Forgot mentioning, you can also open your windows from your key fob. You can see I just did. When I was unlocking the car, you just press the unlock button and it happens. I'm gonna restart this beauty from the back. Right now it's in sport mode, so it will sound great. Just like a Corvette. See. And that's music, my friends, absolutely. And you notice when I hit the unlock button, you can see the little sequential lights there. It's pretty cool when you put your turn signal. And of course you have the LED inserts for the back. You also have LED inserts for the front. The cool thing about this car is it looks exotic, but it sounds like a muscle car. And we never seen that before in the industry like that. Every time you see a car like that, it doesn't sound like that at all. You can notice in the front here, you have LED lights, of course, on the headlights assembly, but they also turn into your turn signals. So when you hit the unlock button here, you notice how they're blinking in orange. So they do change colors. They could be an LED daytime running lamp, or they could just be a turn signal. They do both things. And you notice there's also turn signals in the mirror. The C7 never had the turn signals in the mirror, so that's pretty cool. And of course you can see the openings here. Another option Mr. Acosta ordered was these rocker panels. You can see the texture is the same as the front splitter, and that's part of the Z51 package. You get the front splitter, the spoiler, bigger rotors of course, and of course the Z51 emblems right on the calipers. However, Mr. Acosta wanted that piece to match that, so he ordered that as an option. And he actually ordered, which came in today actually, the single smallest mud flaps you ever seen. They're probably about an inch in the wider part right here on the front. We just put those on literally a few minutes ago. And these are the mud flaps on the back. They were back orders, and when the car came in, they were not available yet. Like any other GM product that is in remote start, and at the time you open the hood or the engine compartment, it will shut off for safety. So that way you're not doing anything crazy here when the car is running without the key in it. And you can notice now this is the engine compartment wide open. Look at this. He ordered the engine appearance package. I believe this is a $995 option. You get carbon fiber covers on both sides of the engine, and then you get the lining. Obviously you can see it at night, during the day, but at night all of this illuminates every time you unlock your car. And this is the red edge engine cover. The car comes with the black engine cover, which is right here. He's planning on doing something with this. So he ordered that as an option. In here you can see also the brake coolers. These are part of the Z51 package. He didn't want to put them on because he's not going to use the car on the track, and there's been some information about debris going in the brakes and they can, you know, catch on fire or something, so he preferred not to put them on for now. However, I'm going to take all these out. The Corvette has a decent cargo space. In fact, combined between both compartments, we end up with the same cargo space, or close to the same cargo space we had in the C7. Just like any other Chevy product that has a big trunk or a big storage space, you would have the feature to escape from the mafia. You can see here this glows in the dark. If somebody puts you here, just run for your life in that direction. This will be glowing in the dark if you locked up in here. It's big enough for 2 golf bags. Notice how big and deep this is. And the roof itself, you can take it off from there and place it right here. There's a latch for it right here. There's another one on the bottom there. That's where your roof goes. Anytime you want to take your roof off the Corvette, you can just place it in the back and place this in here. And that's it. So this is what we call the Lt2 engine. It's a remake of the Lt1 engine. However, this one produced with a Z51 package, 495 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. It can accelerate 0 to 60 in only 2.8 seconds. There's people doing that. I heard that they did 2.6. And so it's very impressive. It launched like a Tesla, but many people said it's beautiful. Notice that he also ordered the black Stingray emblems, and so it is the lettering in black. You can order those in the color match of your car if you like, for a little extra, but I prefer to be noticeable. The opening on the trunk or the engine cover close very gently. You just press it and it goes down. And notice how all of this is open. You can actually stick your fingers under the glass. It had a defroster here, but no one on the front. And these are heat extractors for the engine. It's a patent design by General Motors. But the window cork does end there. If you notice, each and every dot back here is actually a Corvette emblem. There's little symbol Corvette emblems that go around the window, all across the back window. Being a 2LT package on this car, we have a camera mounted on the roof over there, and that activates your rear view mirror camera. Besides that, you have another camera here, which is your backup camera, your regular backup camera. This is the first Corvette to have 2 cameras in the back, and it's actually the first Corvette to ever have rear cross traffic alert or backup sensors. Notice that they're hidden right here. That never been the case because this car never was equipped with blind spot sensor because of the heat extractor were located where the sensors are. So by relocating all this, notice that the mufflers are now on the outside, not on the mirror. They were able to integrate all the sensors now for the first time in history. Now when I open the car, even though it locks because I walk away from it, you notice the moment I press the button to unlock the doors, the mirrors open. You can see right here, this is your blind spot sensor. I don't know if you can catch it on the camera here. Let's see if I can get a good angle. But yeah, there's a little logo here that illuminates in yellow. There we go. I think I got it right there. There we go. There it is. So it shows you in yellow when a car is on your blind spot. And that was never offered on a Corvette. Now you can open the front of the front compartment from the door. You can do it from the key fob. But if you reach down here under the right headlight, there's a little rubber piece there. You just press it and this happens. You open once and then twice. And this was a controversy because a lot of people were closing the compartment, not going all the way down. It has a dual lock feature. Let me show you here the interior front compartment. They ordered this one with a cargo net. I don't know if it comes standard with it, but it has a cargo net here for your groceries and stuff. And the same principle goes here. This glows in the dark, and it's a little release in case you lock in this compartment. I don't know if you can fit in here, but I'm sure you can if you're small enough. So again, we can escape from the mafia running in that direction. I would prefer you do that when the car is stopped. Just saying. There is an LED light, and of course this glows in the dark, and there's a 12-volt outlet. This is important because these cars are going to spend a lot of time in the garage. So if you buy this car with a tweaker charger, it's a package that costs $100. You can actually plug in your tweaker charger here on 12-volt outlet. You close the front compartment halfway, and it's still locked, but you can get the wires out and plug it to your wall so that way your battery don't drain. The battery location is right here. This is your brake fluid. And you also have your windshield washer fluid right on the front where it should be. So when you open here, it's quite easy to add fluids and stuff in there. Now when you close in your front compartment, very important, you give it a close once and then you give it another push down. You wait for it to kind of settle and then you push it down. Notice how all those lines meet right here on the nose of the car. Beautiful job by GM and Chevrolet in Bowling Green, Kentucky. You guys are amazing. Now notice that I walk away from the car again. I just programmed that and the mirrors close and the car locks again. That's the delay lock system that it has. Also you can see on the top of the windshield here, it's hard to see with the sun here, but there's a camera there for your performance data recorder, and that feature will be standard in all the 2LTs and 3LT models, including with the navigation system as well. Also you get on the 2LT package these cameras here on the front bumper. There's one there, high definition, and the cameras give you a view of the nose of your car in case you're approaching something, you know, like a curb or something. You don't mess up your splitter thanks to those cameras. But if you're still gonna mess up your splitter, you also have the option, like Mr. Acosta did, of ordering the front lift, and the car can raise 2 inches in only 3 seconds. You just press a button on the center console, and the nose of the car raised 2 inches. Now I'm gonna keep it open here for you guys so you can see how it looks when it's fully open and depleted. How beautiful this is. It's really a show car if you think about it. Even with the doors open, it looks like it's about to take flight or something. I feel this is like an airplane that just landed in here. Let's see the passenger door here. And notice something different on the passenger side. You have all this French stitching, part of the natural option. He did order the two-tone option, so the seats are two-tone. These are called the GT2 seats. They do come standard with the GT1 seats, which won't have this carbon fiber piece. It will be just the whole seat there. So this looks a lot better, a lot sporty, and the two-tone looks amazing because it matched the dashboard perfectly, which is actually two-tone. You got the dark carpet, which is good. It doesn't get dirty that often. Unlike the other Corvettes, this one have power seat for the passenger, but 2 different settings for the lumbar. That was never offered before. Actually, something was never offered before, memory seats for the passenger. So if you guys have two girlfriends, which it could happen with a car like this, you can have one feature for one girlfriend, the other feature for the other girlfriend. I didn't give you that idea. It's just a joke. Also, you can notice the passenger compartment here has a little pocket. You can put things in the glove box. It's quite easy to open. You just press that little button there. Look how big the glove box is. This is what we call ultra thin vents. You can even see the vents on the AC. They're super thin. And the idea here is both to save weight and of course have good airflow for the cabin. It lights up pretty quickly. Two speakers on each doors, and it's worth mentioning we have 10-speaker audio system by Bose, but when you upgrade to 2 or 3 RT package, you get a Bose Performance Series, and these are 14 speakers in total, making it the car with most speakers in the world. For a 2-door car, there's no other car in the world with 2 speakers, 14 speakers in total. So this is how it looks when it's fully open. Oh my gosh, it really looks like a bird or an airplane. It's quite big too. This car looks smaller than the C7, but it's actually an inch longer. It's actually, excuse me, the wheelbase an inch longer. The car itself is a little bit less than 4 inches longer. However, the driving position been moved 16.5 inches forward. So the weight distribution now is completely different. It's different, of course, because you get being pushed by the engine instead of pulled by the engine. Notice how beautiful it looks, fully open. Yeah, I'm just teasing you guys just to show you how nice it is to own one of these babies, one of these bad boys. Muscle car, but it's also exotic. It's perfect mixture. Worth mentioning, this is the only car in the world that is on the 2-second club without turbos and without supercharging. It's the only mid-engine car brand new offer with no turbo and no supercharge. This is a straight V8, no turbos, no supercharge, and we are in the 2-second club. To give you an idea who's in the 2-second club, one of the first cars to get in the 2-second club, 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, was the Bugatti Veyron with 16 cylinders and 4 turbos. This is a V8 with no turbos, so it's impressive. It's quite impressive, actually. If that is not progress, I don't know what it is. Another cool thing about Corvettes in general, with the mid-engine design, you have to have a longer passenger mirror. So the mirror itself is about 2 inches longer than the driver's side mirror. Some of the quirks and features, like duck the mirror set all the time. In a GM product, you also have this sticker, and it always has some information of your engine. For instance, you can see this is a 6.2 liter, and it has some information there about regulations and stuff. Mr. Acosta, this is your baby, man. You did it. Let me close this. All right. So ahora vamos a pasar. We're gonna, excuse me, I'm almost talking Spanish. See what happens. We're gonna pass to the driver's side door, and it has, of course, memory seats. There's 3 settings for the memory seats. You can actually tell the seat, hey, I want you to change to my position and this position. But when I shut off the car, you can select what you want the seat to do when you shut off the car. So if I press that button right now, the seat will move back, or I can save it. So anytime I shut off the car, it moves back and let me out of the car. You have a telescoping steering wheel, beautiful steering wheel, beautiful design. It's a square steering wheel, which is different than any other steering wheel. First Corvette to have the folding mirrors, and of course you have a switch for them. You can fold them on and off right here, quite easy. You got your mirror controls, power window controls, and this is your release to get out of the car. Nice materials used in areas that you touch. All this aluminum here looks very nice and feels really nice. Everywhere you touch in the Corvette feels luxurious. This is where your new parking brake is hidden. It used to be in the middle console. Now you just pull that and activate your parking brake. This is to adjust the brightness of your dashboard, and this is to control your heads-up display. And notice that the buttons for the heads-up display also have this aluminum trim. The stocks have a little bit of aluminum, so everywhere you see the car just feels and looks luxurious and high quality material. Mr. Acosta also ordered his personalized plate. That's a $200 option to have that. And notice his name right there, David Acosta. Now that we're here, we can see also the wireless charger is pretty big, and it's on the back of the car. Also, under the armrest, you have plenty of space, much deeper than before. This is Mr. Acosta's stuff. But you can lock this and the glove box when you put the car in valet mode. And of course, like any other Corvette, you have the cup holders. You gotta have the cup holders. And this is new for Corvettes. You got a handrest, they call it. And you actually put your hand there to relax and enjoy your ride on this beautiful machine. So I'm gonna start it again and show you guys what it does when you get in, which is pretty unique. Here you go again. Boom. Now it's worth mentioning, when you remote start the car, your mirrors close, because the sequence start a lock procedure. So it locks itself first and then the car starts, and nobody can take off. However, you cannot take off if you don't have the key. There's a hidden place for the key that it comes out of here. You just press this little button on the side and the key pops out. Under here, under there is a keyhole, and that's why you put the key in case your battery completely died in your car. So I'm gonna open the door here. And this is beautiful when you get in your Corvette. It kind of plays a nice movie here. Let me show you guys. Actually, it won't play the movie because I already started it once. But yeah, if I show you guys later before we leave, notice that everything is changing now. Everything works up here. It's Ascari and David status here. I'm gonna hit home. My windows are up. There we go. Expressway up, expressway down. Both windows do expressway, so that's good. This is your infotainment screen, and this is how you put the car in gear. So if you want to put it in reverse, you just pull this. Neutral is push, drive is pull, and then manual mode is push. So some buttons you pull, the other ones you push. Parking, of course, is push. Then we have 3 more buttons here. This is to raise the nose of the car. This is the front lift operation, and I'm gonna press it right now to show you how it works. And now we are in normal. Now we're racing. There we go. We're moving up. And then we have a message here: vehicle racing. It gives you the option to remember this spot by hitting this arrow here, but I'm not gonna do it right now. It can remember exactly 1,000 locations and be recorded on your GPS system. So that way when you approach this area again, the car will race itself. This is great for people that have steep driveway. Whenever you pull on your home, you would actually raise the nose of the car. This is the GPS system. Mr. Acosta haven't set up his home address yet, but it's quite easy to use and it's instant. You don't have to wait for it. We already downloaded a couple apps, such as the app for Weather Channel, and we can download more. There's over 20 apps to choose from in our app store, including Spotify, Alexa, you name it. You got Wall Street Journal, New York Times, etc. This is the time for today. This is hourly. It looks like by 4 p.m. we're gonna be rain on. Then we have daily. This is for the rest of the week. We also have a radar. This is pretty good. Show you like in the news whether it's ready or not. And the location, you can change locations for different cities, different countries if you like. So it's quite easy to use, and it's using the internet of the car. It comes standard with a free subscription for 1 month. You can choose unlimited data on this vehicle for a little more. It's not that expensive. And of course you have your climate controls here. This is being very controversial, but I like it. It's different. Nobody else had done it before, and it's hard to believe all these buttons that looks like a airplane stuff. It's just your climate button, so you can control your climate for the driver, cool seat, heated seats. This is your front defroster, rear defroster, front defroster. You can see the buttons to turn on the AC. Then you got this toggle switch to increase the airflow or reduce the airflow. You can press it or just pull it. And here's your airflow change. Then you have the passenger button. So this is the cool seat for the passenger, heated seats, and of course passenger's climate. It has a dual climate feature, so you guys in the front seat don't need to be fighting over the AC. Just change your climate settings. In fact, I said this backwards. I just discovered that the top buttons control the driver, the bottom buttons are for the passenger. So I'm learning here as we go. If I hit the max button here, it's changing the driver temperature, not the passenger temperature. So it's good to clarify that as I make the video. You also have a rear view mirror. Every car had to have one, but when you look at the rear view mirror in a mid-engine car, this is what you see. You see a window, you see an engine, and then back there you see some stuff with not quite good visibility. So Chevy came out with this idea on that camera on the roof. You flip the mirror, and the mirror now becomes a monitor. So you can choose to have a mirror or to have a monitor. If you have a monitor, you're 100% winning. You can see a lot better with a monitor. And its cool thing is you can hit this button here. This is a menu button, and it allows you to make the screen brighter or darker. So you can dim the screen if you like. If you hit the check mark again, you will access the zoom menu. You can zoom in and you can actually zoom out. Notice we can see the rear spoiler here. If I don't want to see the spoiler, well, no problem. You can hit the check mark again. I'll give you the option to tilt the camera. Here's my spoiler, but I don't want to see the spoiler. And see, you can move it up, you can move it down. And this is definitely the best mirror we ever gonna have in a car, period. And you can see it on the camera, this video in particular, but we do have high definition display. It looks amazing. The image here is perfect. I'm gonna shut it off for now. Up here we have the OnStart buttons. We also have service for OnStart. It's active for free for 1 month. Right now it's actually active. This is your emergency lights, and you also have a motion sensor. This is cool. You can deactivate or activate your motion sensor, and what it does for you, if you're gonna leave the car with the roof open and it's locked but it doesn't have the roof, anyone can come here and steal your stuff. However, if you have the motion sensor, the moment something moves inside, it's gonna activate the alarm. That's very cool to have, especially if you're riding with a pet or something. You don't want the car to activate the alarm because your pet is in it, and then of course it causes a lot of noise. Now the release for the roof is very similar on the C7. You just pull these two handles down. There's one there, one here. I gotta wash my hands because I touched that. And back here there's another release for the roof. So there's 3 latches in total that you have to remove to get the roof off. But very simple stuff. The roof is made out of carbon fiber, very light material, easy to put in and out. We do have vanity mirrors with lights in both mirrors, so that's important for the ladies, of course. Look how nice this cabin is. You just feel like I'm in a spaceship cockpit of a fighter jet or something. It's quite amazing. Everything is facing the driver and everything feels so nice. On the left side of the steering wheel, we notice we have the Z, and that activates our Z mode. If I press Z mode, it turns red and everything changed over here to my Z mode settings. However, you also have all driving modes that I control here. That's what it says right here, mode. And if you move this to the left, it would navigate to my mode, which is another mode you can create. Weather mode, which is to drive in the snow or slippery surface. Now you're moving up, you go to my mode, tour mode. You notice that the screen hasn't changed in weather and tour mode, but if I move to sport mode, my screen completely changed to sport mode. Now this car only have 114 miles, so you can see my red line is at 3,500 RPMs to 4,000. It's because it's in braking period. After 500 miles, this line will disappear and it will go to 6,500 RPMs. Mr. Acosta has to do some driving still. You need another about 400 miles to get to the braking period. I like this little stitching here on the steering wheel, just pointing out what's the meter of the steering wheel. You can see the stitching of the color that you choose on the steering wheel. In this case, it's natural, so everything on the steering wheel is natural. Also, these are your controls for the cruise control. Instead of buttons, these are not buttons anymore. You actually use the wheel. So you turn cruise control there to get it engaged, and then you hit set and it will stay at that speed. To increase the speed, you hold the wheel up. To decrease the speed, you hold the wheel down. And then to cancel cruise control, you can hit this button. You can shut it off or just tapping the brakes that cancel your cruise control. The paddle shifters are nice too. Having a dual clutch transmission, you gotta come up with some paddle shifters that are nice, because this car does have manual mode and it does feel like a manual. It's amazing. When you're driving in manual mode, you'll be using your paddle shifters, and you use them a lot. So it's good that they got rid of the plastic, use some nice material here. Even the stocks are different and unique to the Corvette. And they obviously work perfectly. On the right side of the steering wheel, oh, I forgot to mention, left side of the steering wheel, you have your favorites to change your station. On the right side of the steering wheel, you have the volume buttons for the radio, and you also have access to your driver information center controls, and this operate what's going on that screen. So basically, you can move this to the right and move up to the audio menu. You have maintenance menu, you have options, you have simplify. If I hit simplify, what I'm doing is simplifying the screen. I'm going to show you right here, and that relays everything from the screen, just the tachometer and the speedometer. That's it. That's for folks that don't want to be distracted by the rest of the information. You can just simplify your Corvette instrument cluster so it's not too busy over there. On the left side, we got the temperature of the car. Right side show you how many gas we have. I mean, how many gallons or how much gas you have left. 184 miles on gas. And right now, this symbol on the top is showing me that the car is being raised. It's up, so I haven't lowered it yet. If you look at the car from the outside, you can barely see how much it raised, but it's actually 2 inches. Very it's not very noticeable when you look at the car from the outside. Now, to get rid of this simplification stuff, we're gonna hit this normal display again. And now the display comes back to life, and you can change the info tile selection. So for instance, if I don't want to have the economy trend there, I don't want to have the electronic sleep differential, I can change it to anything I want, really. I can put on hit here and go battery voltage if I want battery voltage. Do I want instant fuel economy instead, lateral G-force, you name it. You get to access and customize your screen the way you want it. And in this case, I'm gonna leave it with the electronic sleep differential, because I like the bars when it goes up and down as you drive down the road. But Mr. Acosta would make his own assumptions, his own settings, so I can't fight with that. One of the things we got here is maintenance. Show you the engine oil life and the transmission fluid life. That's because the dual clutch transmission requires oil change every 20,000 miles. On the engine oil, however, the oil change will be around every 7,500 miles, or at least once a year. It's good to do it even if you didn't draw the car once a year. Moving up to the, oh, look what's coming here. Speaking of the devil. There's another truck coming in with Corvettes. We're probably gonna get our shadow gray today, finally. So moving up to the left section, I can see what's playing on the radio. Caliente is playing. Caliente is a station from XM Radio. There we go. It sounds pretty good at 14 speaker. This thing kicks. I didn't even raise the volume all the way, and I could not believe it. Anyways, here's your performance menu showing you the G-force. You can move the wheel up and down and change it to the lap timer. You can see your 0 to 60 times, etc. You also have a launch control that I'm not gonna get access to it right now because we are in braking period. But this is your trip computer, show you what your gas mileage is. So far, Mr. Acosta is doing pretty good. At some point, he got 21.7, 16.2 his average on his first 50 miles. But the car's been idle a lot, especially since this is my second video. The first video, I had the car running for a while here, just sitting. So to show you guys what it does. There's 3 buttons here on the steering wheel on the right side. One is for your heated steering wheel. Yes, you have a heated steering wheel in your Corvette. You also have a talk button. You can talk to the radio to change the radio, control the navigation system, or answer your phone, or make phone calls. So for instance, if I push here, I can say something like,
what would you like?
Tune FM 92.9.
Okay, tuning to 92.9 FM.
Yeah, she's pretty good. She even understood my accent, which is hard to understand sometimes. It could be worse, but my wife is from Ohio, so that helps. I'm from Puerto Rico, in case you guys didn't know. There's a climate button right here, and this allows you to use the screen to control the climate instead of the analog buttons here. So you can choose to use the screen for climate or not. That's entirely up to you. This is what we call express menu. So you can hit this to access your navigation immediately, or the climate, or you can hit music and hit the audio screen, or you can hit phone and hit your phone screen. Whatever you like is right here, and that allows you to control this a lot faster. This car also has the performance data recorder, as I mentioned, thanks to the navigation system. Corvettes that have navigation since the previous generation bring the PDR into the equation, so that's great. To put the SD card, we just did it today actually. You open this, and there's a little slot right there for the SD card. It should be 16 gigabytes or higher, but I heard it can go up as high as 256. Back in the day, it was only 32. So when we went to the store today, the CVS pharmacy, that was the biggest card they have, a 32 gigabyte. He in the future may be buying another one. But it's quite unique. Actually, we did some footage today. I'm gonna show you guys, share with you what we did. It's a PDR, and PDR will give you this warning sign, and it's pretty cool. This is a picture of your Corvette. There's pictures of Corvettes everywhere here. So if I hit recordings, it will show me the last recorded was today. Today is Wednesday, October 7th. And I can hit that, and it will play my video as we were pulling off of CVS pharmacy. And notice that right now this says 0 miles per hour, and here it shows you when he put it in reverse. And now we're gonna start backing up. So you can customize the data that you see on your PDR. Right now he got it set up for, I believe this is G-force and limiter. No, this is only G-force. And then this is your RPMs, and this is your speed. See, we're pulling out the CVS pharmacy. We're going 1 mile, 0 miles per hour. Now we're gonna move to the left here, and we're gonna make a right. So you can use it as a dash cam if you like, or you can use it at the track, because you have preloaded maps on all the tracks around the world. So it's quite unique, the experience when you can activate his wiper blades there to clean his windshield. That looks a little better. We're just looking for a place to pull out. He's not gonna go too fast. Notice that the dashboard shows this little piece from the dashboard trim, which is this little piece right here. That's something GM hasn't come up with, but here we are. We're driving down the street on 441 down here in Ocala, and you're gonna see a car passing us right now. I think it's a 3000 GT convertible, and they're gonna wave at us. Everybody's so excited when you're driving this car down the street. So as we pull out, you see, there we go. He was saying bye to, he tried to mess with us, like, well, let's go and race, and I said no. And then we going at 53 miles an hour, 7 gear. We show you all of that, so it's pretty cool. You can use it as a dash cam every day. You can delete them as you use them. You can customize your settings. One of the things you can turn on is audio, so you can record the audio happening in the cabin, including the music you're playing or whatever. You can also change the quality of the video, but if you do this to 1080, it reduces the time you have in your camera. So right now in the storage, you know, there's 1,000 minutes left. If I change it to that 1080, it would reduce the time to like 300 minutes. And here's all information you have for your PDR, performance data recorder. Quite unique, and I think I haven't never seen all the car that has it. I'm pretty sure there was another car that has it, but I've never seen another one that has it. It's pretty cool. Now another cool thing, when you open the door in the Corvette, you see, well, I won't do it right now because I'm not in gear, but I'm gonna put them in gear. And look what happened when I open my door. Let me see if I can do it right now. There we go. See, we'll show you a little Corvette, and I show you which door is open, so you can see that's the driver's door. Also, they do this for the Corvette a lot. If you backing up, this is your backup camera. If you're backing up onto something, now your backup sensor also has something unique. As I approach the truck behind me here, let's see if I don't want to hit it, but yeah, look at this. There's another Corvette in reverse, and I kind of show you a sonar on how close the car behind me is. As I move back, the sonar increased and it started beeping more and more. So very active rear cross traffic alert. That symbol will show you where the car is coming left and right when you're putting out a parking spot. Very unique. Now I'm going forward, it activates my front cameras. Notice when I turn the steering wheel, the camera stay up, and you can see the little water potholes in the ground. And now when I put it in park, the camera disappeared. If you want the camera on again, that's no problem. There's a camera button right here just for that. So you hit the camera. Now we're looking at the nose of the car. I can change it if I hit this and see the back of the car. I can activate or deactivate the guidelines, and I can see the front nose of the car 90-degree angle. It's 180 degrees, and this would be 3 different angles. You have left corner, right corner, and then the nose of the car on the top. That's my favorite when you're going forward. However, if you put it in reverse, all of that change, and these lines will follow you when you turn the steering wheel. See, I'm moving the steering wheel, the lines move. That's pretty cool. Definitely an upgrade from the previous system. Notice that we assigned a user. There's up to 7 users you can assign. So if you have people that drive your car frequently, they have their own settings for the radio, seats, apps, etc. It will change to that user. In this case, we have one user only. That's Mr. Acosta, of course. Nobody else is gonna drive this. It's a miracle. I'm behind the wheel right now. I got lucky for real. Now, if you notice up here, you can see the heads-up display. This is an image projected from this little camera here. It's hard to see right now, but it's there. I'm gonna try to keep it. It's kind of flashing right now because of the camera. But anyways, you can hit these buttons here, and then move it up and down. And move it up. You can move it down. You can also change the information. You see, if you hit the button in the middle, it will change right now. See, I'm gonna see just the speed. I can see what gear I'm in. I can change it to just see the speed limit, or I can change it to see my RPMs and G-force, which is the funny one. Up here, there's a symbol that actually show you the speed limit on any road you're on. Right now I'm in the moving, so it doesn't show any. We're just in the parking lot. It won't show me the speed limit on the parking lot. However, notice that the symbol is still on for the race front lift, I should say. So I'm gonna move that again. I'm gonna push this button, and when I push it, look what happened. the vehicle lowering. There we go. It did lower. You can feel it on the front right away when you do it. So there we go, my friends. I think this covers pretty much everything on the car and a little more perhaps that you didn't really want to hear. If you make it this far, thank you so much for joining us today and looking and reviewing this beautiful machine, man. It's really worth the wait. I'm gonna shut it off for now because it's been running for quite some time. But before I go, I'm gonna show you the window sticker. Of course, everybody wants to see that from the beginning. It's not bad at all. This car started at $59,900 with the options that Mr. Acosta ordered. It went up a little more. I forgot to show you guys this too. It got the emergency release in case your electronic release doesn't work. You can still get out of your car for emergency just by putting that. Also, you can open the glove box here. See, here's a window sticker. So here's your window sticker for the 2020 Corvette Stingray Coupe, and the starting price you can see is, not making it up, is $58,900 plus destination, which make it $59,900. However, Mr. Acosta, he ordered a 2RT package, which is $7,300. Look at all the stuff you add to the car for those $7,300. Now another option that you see here is the Z51 performance package. It's $5,000 in 2020. It's gonna go up for 21s. I think $900, not much. He also ordered a magnetic ride control. I forgot to mention that. It's $1,895, along with the GT2 bucket seats, which is $1,495. We have the front lift for $1,495. We also have the rear wheels in black, $995, along with the engine appearance package, $995. Also, we have the etched red painted brake calipers for $595. Then we have the composite rock panels in black for $550. Engine cover in red was another $495. The two-tone seat, $395. You can see the splash guards, which we just put in for $250. The black nuts were $225. The personal plaque name, it was $200, and the wheel locks installed by the dealer, $120. Along with the carbon flash metallic painted outside mirrors and spoiler for $100. That's the cheapest option ever. You can see the wheel locks installed in black, $90, for a total of $82,535. So this is a 2LT that costs as much as a 3LT, but it has so many stuff that are unique to it. It's definitely worth it. To me, the most valuable car is the 2LT because you get everything the 3LT has. Minor things that are basically appearance, but the equipment is what really matters, and everything that this car has to offer comes standard pretty much on the 2LT package, including all the luxury. Now, the dual mode exhaust is an option for 1 or 2LT package. You don't need to buy a Z51 to get a dual mode exhaust. So if you want to have that to increase your horsepower, you don't really need to buy the Z51 package. However, I have to admit it, the Z51 package looks pretty good and it's completely functional. You got larger brakes, larger rotors, you have electronic slip differential, which is pretty awesome. I forgot to show you guys one more quirk of this car that is very cool. Let me show you this first. Let's see if it does it. There you go. That's the movie. It's beautiful. But yeah, there's another thing that I want to show you guys. See the seat moving now? Actually, just changed that, which is pretty good. It's giving me the welcome to Mr. David. I'm gonna hit home to go to the home screen here. Now, if I go to settings, I can go to vehicle. I can download, move down here. This is how you customize your C mode and my mode. You can select how you want your engine to sound, your steering wheel to feel, suspension, powertrain, and even the brakes. You can change how the brakes feel, how the gas pedal feels, how the suspension feels, how the steering wheel feels, how the engine sound. All of that is part of your Z mode and my mode. But if I move down just a little bit, I can go to Valet Mode, and this allows me to create a lock from my glove box. I'm gonna hit it twice. Don't tell anybody it was my code. There it is. So if you heard that, it just locked the armrest. So the armrest cannot be opened, and you cannot open the glove box. You can even control the radio, nothing, everything is off. So if you leave your car in valet parking in a restaurant or a hotel, you already know that it's in valet mode. Valet mode is active, and it limits the speed of the car to 85 miles an hour. So that's another benefit of using valet mode. Or if you have your roof off of your car, You don't want anybody to open your glove box on your armrest. Boom, you just lock it. I hit 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, and you heard it. You just unlock the armrest here, and everything comes back to normal now on the car. So I hope you enjoyed my video today. It was long. It was in English though. I'm normally making shorter in Spanish, but you guys have a lot of things to say. This is how you open the back and the front, by the way. So I'm gonna keep here waiting for Mr. Acosta to come get his baby, his pichón de golondrón, like we call it here at Chevypedia. I hope you like my video. Keep hitting like that button, subscribe to my channel. I know not every video is gonna be in English, but I'm gonna do my best. This is the very first one, all right? I know you're gonna make fun of my accent. It's fine, okay? Okay. So I hope you like my video. I hope you like the car. And I'm gonna stay here behind it just to listen to this music, man. It's awesome. You have a good day, guys. Take care.